feel like I need to start this motivational video today by saying, what a feeling. For those of you of a certain decade and maybe a certain age, you might have heard the news of Irene Cara passing over the weekend, over the last few days, depending on when you're watching this. And I have to admit, I woke up this morning with the Flashdance music whirring through my head, particularly, and I've listened back to it a few times since then, but particularly what a feeling. If you listen to that song, and as you listen to What a Feeling, literally throw your hands back, throw your head back, it really starts to bring that feeling, whatever the feeling is for you. And I also love in the song where she says, take your passion and make it happen. That could possibly be one of the earliest personal development videos that you unwittingly listened to. But here's why I want to dig a little bit deeper into this Monday motivation. In fact, this motivation really designed for your Monday, your day, your week, and we're starting a new month soon, so even take it into your new month. So let me take a slurp of my tea, because as you know, I've had a bit of a cough and a cold. Let's hope I don't cough through this, so I'll take a sip. And this tea is milk-free because it helps. Anyway, so what happens when it comes to taking your passion and really making it happen? I feel like I want to sing that line now. But what really happens, what really goes on? Well, for many people that I meet, for many people that I speak to, and myself included, we have a passion and we want to do something, we want to make it happen. And quite honestly, it can feel tough, it can feel hard. Sometimes it can feel easy and it can feel in flow too. So I'm not negating any of that. But what you tell me is that you sometimes will struggle with it, because maybe the struggle isn't it's hard to do, maybe the struggle is in the practicing, the honing it, is in hearing the no's, hearing the not now, I'm not interested. Maybe you worry about whether deep down, whether you're really good enough to do the thing, whether you are doing enough, whether you're consistent enough, whether you know enough. And you might also be going through these things. Now, my name's Jenny Kovacs, as some of you may already know, and if not, you'll see it on my name somewhere around this video. I'm actually known as the Queen of Being Seen, and I've been the Queen of Being Seen since 2010, so for quite a while now, well over a decade. Now, I want to start by explaining why I'm the Queen of Being Seen, and that I'm passionate about this field and why. I'm passionate about it because I see so many people doing so many great things in the world with pure brilliance. Some of them are known, some of them are well known, but they don't feel like they're truly heard, like they're really heard. I've known people that are one-man band businesses that are just getting started. Maybe they're even side hustling and working and running a business, all the way through to people who make multiple 8 figures, yes, 8 figures, who are, you know, out there smashing it out the park, doing their thing. But there are all of us have different levels and layers of visibility, where essentially we want to be seen for the person we are, authentic, genuine, passionate about what we do and making a difference. And we want to be heard. We want to be heard in the right way. We sometimes worry that we might get it wrong, say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing. And here's the other thing that goes through the mind of people, whether you're yet to start a business or whether you are making a lot of money, you've got a lot of visibility, you know, or anything else like that. You tell me quite often that you go into imposter syndrome or feeling like, oh, I'm not sure about this, because you don't feel that you're pretty enough, you know, and that comes in all elements. You know, Facebook Live is a good example. People say, oh, but I haven't had my hair done, I need my eyebrows done. Oh, once I get my Botox done, I'll look on point. Or I've put on a bit of weight in the pandemic. So you feel that you're not pretty enough. You sometimes feel that you don't know enough yet. Sometimes you feel that you're not rich enough. well, you know, there are other people that do my stuff and they're doing their videos from their mansions or from their nice cars or from their exotic locations. Sometimes they feel that they're not known enough. Maybe, oh, but I've only got X amount of followers, X amount of this. I'm maybe not liked enough. I don't have a gazillion trillion likes on my stuff. Or maybe they say to themselves things like, I'm not shared enough, I need to go viral. And none of that is true. Some of that helps, but it's not true, and it's not true for you. So taking your passion and making it happen, like, how does that work? How do you do it? What do you need to do? Well, this morning I shared a post and it said something like, you know, have an amazing day, you know, have an amazing day and a magical day and be visible. But what happens if you start off your Monday with a long to-do list and maybe you're not quite feeling as amazing as you would like to? I'm going to take another sip of my drink so I don't cough all over you. So what happens if you're not feeling amazing? So I thought I would share some things to help motivate your Monday, your morning, your day, your week, but also what to do about the amazing, the magical, that's a new word, the magical and the visible, because that's really what you're looking to be. You're looking to be seen, you're looking to be heard, you're looking to be taken notice of, you know, paid attention to, be taken seriously. Being visible doesn't mean that you have to somehow have this super big persona and be out there everywhere. So I'll share some of the things that you can do to get that. So let's start with the amazing. So some mornings we jump out of bed, we feel super amazing, super motivated, ready to go. And some mornings we just don't. So here are some things to do to help you get into that amazing place. Now, in order to feel amazing, if you feel on a scale of like 1 to 100, I'm at 40%, not quite there. The goal when you wake up is to put yourself in, set yourself up for the day so that you feel amazing. That's the goal. So here's how, here are a couple of ways you could do that. Think about the things that actually help you to feel amazing or that have you feel amazing. A lot of people, when they get up, will go straight to the newspapers, will go straight to their phones, will look on social media. And the trouble with that is you don't know what you're about to see. You could luck out, as you know, many of us do, and you get to see a good news story or someone sharing great news that's uplifting. But more often than not, you'll get to see something that might not be on your agenda. So what I'm saying is, when you set yourself up for the day, set yourself up with something that at least for the very first step of the day that you can predict that outcome. It could be reading a page of your favourite book. It could be listening to some music that fires you up. It could be doing some exercise. It could be meditation. It could even be prayer. It could be anything that jazzes you up. So have a look at how to set up your day and be very conscious about how you do that. Be very purposeful about how you do that and be very resourceful about how you do it. Now, don't do it because I'm telling you to do it. Do it because it works for you. It does something for you that gets you going and keeps you going. So the choice is yours, the decision is yours, it's up to you what you do. You know, many of you are experts in your own right and you don't need me to spoon feed you every step of the way. Just really reconnect and know that over time that changes. So sometimes people say to me, oh, I've got the way that I set up my morning. And, you know, sometimes it could be 6 months down the line. Sometimes it could be a year or two down the line, sometimes more. But what worked for you back then might not work for you now because you're constantly learning and growing and evolving. And sometimes along that path, there's something else that you want to do, something else that you want to see, somebody else who you want to be. And maybe you've now leapt into the first iteration, the second, the third, the 50th iteration of who you are. And now you're looking to do something different. So make sure when you set yourself up for your day that it matches the person that you are becoming or the person that you have become. The other thing was changing up your mind. Now, some people talk about mindset. And again, if you have woken up and maybe you've been challenged by something, maybe you feel on top of the world excited, know that you have the ability to change how you think at any given time. Which leads me on to the third piece, and it's about getting your head straight. And I really worked this muscle during lockdown in the pandemic, getting my head straight. You know, there were a lot of things that were going on. I mean, for me and for you, there was a global pandemic. For me and for you, we were being told, you know, you've got to stay indoors and not connect with people, which for some people, you know, it was harder than others. Some people actually, they really enjoyed it and they loved it. And I did too, but I had to get my head straight. I had to think about what I was being told about what my life was going to be. I had to think about what I was being told about how my business was going to look. I had to think about what I was being told about what I could and couldn't achieve. And on top of that, I was training to run a marathon, which after about a month of lockdown was then postponed. So the goalpost was moved. So I had to navigate all of that. You know, I'm getting ready to do my long runs, and then I'm told, well, you've got another 6 months. So, you know, and for many of you, you're navigating stuff like that. You're navigating personal stuff. You're navigating family stuff. You're navigating working from home and looking after your children and homeschooling them or someone else's. You were looking after people who were going through bouts of like big anxiety and depression. Some of them your family members, some of your friends, some of them you were kind of reaching from a distance. We were all spinning plates, and nothing taught me more than that period of time the importance of setting yourself up for the day, getting your head straight, and your ability to change your mind and change your state. Forgive me, cough coming. So I'll take another sip of my warm tea, which is actually fruit tea today. So, once you've got your head straight, then the next thing is, I talk a lot about like creating magic. And I don't want you to think that I sit here and go, oh, I'm bringing in the magic, I'm bringing in the magic. Let's see what happens. In order to have the magic, make the magic happen, there's a certain amount of planning. So what I mean by that is, I don't spend my work life just planning, you know, nose to the stone and grind, grind, grind. And in the same way, I don't spend my work life sitting, wishing, wanting, hoping. So there's a harmonious synergy of action as well as leaving space for the magic. So what do I mean by leaving space for the magic? Well, in order to make the space for the magic, the first thing to do is to actually look at our plan. And I always put the plan and mix it with vision. And the reason why I do that, and I recommend that you do that, in fact, it's an embedded part of the first pillar of the Visibility Vibes system, or the Visibility Activator system as it's now known. It's an integral part of the first pillar, along with some other pieces as well. When we plan to do something, it's literally just something we write down on our to-do list, something we hold in our head as a wish or a desire. But when we plan it with vision, actually plan it with vision, then we get involved in how it feels for us to do it. Now, remember at the beginning of this video, I said, what happens if you're not feeling the full amazingness of the thing? Well, when you set yourself up for the day, you can then set yourself up to think about what you want to do moving forward. So when you have a plan and a vision, then you do whatever it takes to get yourself in whatever that emotional, amazing state feels like to you. I haven't got my glasses on, but hey, good evening, Balbeer. Good to see you on here. Thank you for saying good evening. Of course, I forget, you know, it's nearly lunchtime here in London, but of course it's evening in other parts of the world. So if you are watching this, whether you're watching this live or on the replay, do type in and tell me where in the world you're watching from. I love the internationalness of these videos and the internationalness of the audience as well. So it's really, really important when we're choosing to be visible, whether it's at work, whether it's within our own business, whether it's in life in general. I once had a friend say, Jenny, you should teach this stuff for relationships because it would really be good for relationships. And whilst I agree, it is really great for relationships. And even though people tend to use it for their work, and then they go on to use it in other areas of their lives and tell me stories how, you know, they became more confident. You know, their partner, a husband, wife noticed a difference in them. Their children notice a difference. Their children are more fired up to do things, which is such a blessing. I stay in my lane, and I teach really about being visible in this way. So one of the things that I want you to think about, especially as we are moving out of the month of November and going into the month of December, a new month, is how you put your plan together, how you put your vision together. And part of that includes the next steps, which reminds me, some of you have been reaching out and asking me, Jenny, you know, how can I kind of top up on my visibility knowledge? I do have an online, it's completely self-service online program with over 30, in excess of 30 different modules on there, from boosting your visibility as a business. I've got a couple of guests in there. One of them's talking about Facebook ads, if that's your thing. I've also got how to write a brilliant bio. Many people have been interested in my speaker journey. Some of them have kind of recently noticed this, but I've actually been publicly speaking within this business the whole time I've been doing this for 12 years. And before that, I used to do a lot of presentations and teach a lot of presentations within the financial services sector, and before that within travel and lots of different spaces. So if that's something that you want to do, although you can get access to the Be Seen Academy, which houses you know, these 30 plus learnings and counting, you can get access to that any time for about £29 plus tax a month. But some of you have reached out and said, you know, you're on a mission, you want to get things done, start planning. Some of you are don't celebrate Christmas, so you want to use Christmas time to be able to plan. And some of you want to use between there and the New Year. So if you want to get access to that, and rather than paying the monthly fee, if you like, to keep getting the information, up until the 30th of November, and if you try and purchase after this, I will just give you a refund or let you apply it to something else. After the 30th of November, this won't be available, but for 6 months, you can get 6 months worth of access. And I should work it out on a calculator really, but you can get 6 months worth of access for £99 plus tax. So let me just see if I, as I'm speaking to you, if I have the time to work it out, because you would normally pay, £179, nearly £180 for 6 months access, but instead you're going to get the whole thing for £99 plus tax. So you're getting like, I don't know, I'm trying to work out, is that a third off? Not quite half, about 40% off. So that's something that I've been running throughout the whole of this month. So it is your last opportunity. So if your next step is to be more visible, you said to yourself, I need a refresh, a reboot, somebody said to me, who took advantage of this offer, or maybe you just feel like you need to get your head back in the game, you need to get your head straight, and you want to know how to create a really magnetic speaker bio, you want to know how to put together a talk, you want to know when people come to you and ask to work with you privately, some integral pieces to make sure that you include within your sales conversations or when you're selling your services or products. And the most important one, of course, how can I forget? It actually includes a 12 days to video to confidence on camera. So it actually goes through the whole 12 days. So you get the chance step by step over 12 days to not only have something to speak about, but learn a skill, which has you show up confidently on camera. I've been running this for a long time. And usually by day 4, that's when people are likely to fall off the wagon, because they're like, actually, I already feel confident. I don't need any more. And you likely don't need any more, but there's still a lot of tips on there as well. So all of that is included with lots of other visibility boosting stuff as well. So going back to the visibility and being visible, just to wrap up, the plan with the vision tied together, and there's actually an element and a module in the Be Seen Academy which talks about the 90-day kind of plan and things like that you can put forward as well. That's included in there. That might be your next step. I've had people come to me and say, you know, I'm looking to do something in the new year. If that's the case, do have a look at Be Seen, Speak Up, and Stand Out, because that's going to be a very intimate group of people that I'm going to take through, and it's not going to be for everybody. I'm going to take them through ways to really put themselves out there. You know, this year alone, I've had some phenomenal ability to be out in front of people. I've done work in places and in spaces that people don't always expect me in, to be in. Places like doing some work with the Metropolitan Police, which was really good fun and very juicy, and very humbling as well in terms of the things that those people are looking to achieve, be it doing more in their career, be it you know, humanising themselves and really getting in contact and connection with their values, be it going for the same goals that many of us go for, life goals and business goals, all sorts of things like that. I really enjoyed speaking at the global conference, the global annual conference for the British Chamber of Commerce. It was an absolute honour. I then, a bit later on, became a judge, so that was good. And I think the overall winner is going to be announced later on this week, so I'm really excited about that. And the reason that I share just some of those things, you know, I've spoken in some prestigious places like Google, accepted awards from lots of really cool different organisations, was able to be at the House of Commons this summer for a summer party, which I received my award there. I've been able to do some phenomenal things. But as I often say to clients, even to friends that I speak to about this journey, the queen of being seen isn't about me being seen. I go off and do my own stuff. There's stuff that I don't share with you that is pretty exciting that's coming up. I want you to be seen, I want you to be heard, I want you to be visible, and I want to know that your voice matters. And as I said in a video recently to the Vibes Tribes, every day when I do this work, I'm asked about who do you know that can help me with, you know, my computers, you know, for my office, from a company that has, you know, 20 plus staff, people out on the road. People ask me, but my health goes up and down. Who can I speak to about my health? That person isn't me. People will say, I'm really stressed and I really need to get connected with my own well-being, my own self-care. I think I'm burning out, you know, I just feel so tired. I feel really stressed about the relationship dynamics with my boss. You know, I want to improve my relationship, you know, my personal relationships. This year is going to be the year that I get married, find love. All of those things are juicy, and I get asked about those all the time, but that's not what I do. It's what you do. And outside of the personal development spaces, outside of the coaching programs, which I know a lot of your clients are in, there are people out in the world looking for what you do, and they don't even know that you exist yet. It's the reason why I want you to be unapologetically seen, unapologetically heard, and unapologetically visible. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got any value from this, please share this video, which I've done natively to Facebook, and I might kind of download and share on my YouTube channel too. But if you are struggling with being seen and being heard, or if you're looking to, you know, expand and extend how and where you're seen and heard because you're already known and you think, I've nailed it, I want more growth, but I want to get out there even more, then do send me a message here. Let's have a chat. I've been known that I will ask you a couple of questions. I get so many people in my inbox saying, Jenny, you know, how much do you charge for your services? And asking me that question is a little bit like walking into a supermarket and saying, how much is cheese in here? What kind of cheese would you like? How big? How small? How many people is it for? So do expect me to ask questions. It's not to trip you up or anything else like that. I need to know that I can help you. I'm the best person to help you, and that we can work well together. Okay, so I look forward to hearing from you. Look forward to seeing you and speaking to some of you. And have an absolutely magical, productive, and amazing day. Bye for now.